is up, guys? Now that I've gotten most of my running around done and out of the way, I can update you guys on what's going on today. Going over to Chase's to get a little bit of work done on the G35. I have picked up I ordered an oil pan for the LS, or not LS, LM7. So I'm going to pick up the 5.3 today, take it back to my house over at Jana's, and so this way I can start tearing apart, do the head gasket, and get all that done. I also picked up an engine stand, a couple jack stands, because I only have 4, and now I have a 2-car garage, so I might as well have enough to work on 2 cars at a time. And let's see, what else did I pick up? Oh, I'm going to pick up right now a diff and possibly a rear bumper for the G35. I don't know if it's open or closed, if it is, or open or LSD. But if it's LSD, I'm going to try and see if they have an open, because I'd rather just weld it. I don't trust LSDs. I believe they're unreliable. A welded is just as strong, if not stronger, if properly welded. So I don't see why not taking that route would be a bad thing. I'll update you guys when I get back to Chase's and figure out what we're going to be doing on the G35. Whether it's just offloading or putting the at 5.3, not LS. The 5.3 in the back of the truck, and maybe hammering down some and get some welding done. But Chase just got done painting his 350Z engine bay and undercoating, and now I kind of want to see or do some seam welding underneath, and so I can undercoat as well, because that doesn't seem like a too terrible of an idea. But when we get to Chase's, I'll give you guys a better update. Alrighty, so this is where we're at. We got 2 boxes by Jigs. We have the engine stand, the new diff for the G. Well, it doesn't have a diff, so the diff for the G. Then we got 2 sets of car jack stands, so we can put the Datsun on jack stands and put a new motor in that. But the G has literally not changed a bit. I was looking at some side skirts while I was at the junkyard. Didn't find a rear bumper because the rear bumper that was on the one at the junkyard was destroyed. So I said that, but it did have some decent side skirts on it that I might pick up. But that's not really priority right now. More priority is getting the engine fitted, which involves cutting the subframe. Yeah, I gotta think of some stuff that I can work on today and get taken care of. So I'm gonna look into a couple things, get this oil pan unboxed, and should be a good day. And listen to Chase bitch at me for recording and not working. Alright, so here's the new oil pan. Not as nice as the one that he has, that is front sump, because it's got wider, but it's deep and it works. And essentially, yeah, from what he has explained to me, is it'll go out here and still leave us room on the back for the motor, since we're going to section I hope you know you're noisy. Toolbox. Okay, so before he makes more noise, we're going to section the steering rack, bring it forward, rather than it sitting way back, and that'll give us more room. But even as we sit right now with the power brace in place, if we were to just trim off this front or the back piece, Fucking fuel. So that's pretty much where the engine's gonna sit. So like I was saying, it's damn near mid-engine. And we have clearance in the back. We might have to clearance here and clearance here to make it work properly, but that'll come in time. He's gonna mock all this shit up. But one thing that we have to do is take these wheels off because they're not mine. But everything that came with the kit is like a $350 kit. It came with a oil filter relocator kit, all the AN fittings you're gonna need, the oil pickup, oil pan gasket. So if you were trying to figure out whether this kit would work for you, most likely it will if you need a rear sump. Here is the new I still have to pull that off, huh? That needs to come off anyways, the flex plate. But yeah, here's the new LM7 LS based 5.3 liter iron block. It's got a blown head gasket, so we got to do the head gasket on it, put a new cam in it, new intake manifold, and then figure out what kind of headers we want to run, so this way we don't burn the shit out of coil wires like Chase did for an entire day and ran on 6 or 7 cylinders instead of 8.
I fixed it by moving the coil back over to the firewall.
That's helpful.
Yeah. Well, they got me 5.
Yeah, well, didn't you run wires, like wire extensions over there too?
No, I just unclipped it from the harness and stretched it over, and it just happened to reach.
Oh, okay. So if you guys can't tell, I'm actually learning from a lot of his mistakes, so this way I don't make the same ones, which helps out.
Oh, my mistake.
That doesn't sound like a mistake.
That's just cheap.
Yeah, but you still sold it for a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get this back to the house, get it on the engine stand, get the other car on blocks. We're gonna clean this up, get all the fucking grease and gunk off of it. Yeah, no, I'm bleeping. Well, not really bleeping, just censoring. But one thing we might work on is putting a sunroof on this thing, because I know, if you guys seen in my last G35 video, I vacuumed all this out, and now I have to vacuum it all out again. Probably end up pulling the steering column out, unless we decide to keep that. I don't know. That's still in the works. But clean up a lot of the other shit that's in here. I need to get what's it called? Dry ice, so I can start getting the sound deadening out. Unless he's got a better way of doing it, which he probably does. Let's be real here. But he was kind enough to put the lid back on my bucket. Oh, bolts, so they didn't get trashed, because yeah, that's terrible. So now that I've figured out what I'm going to do for the day, basically gonna go through, pigtail everything, and get rid of the main wiring harness that I don't need. So taillights are already pigtailed. They get a nice connector here. Fuel, I don't know what all these are, so until I figure out what they are, the wire's coming out there, and the wire coming out right here. Until I figure out what those are, I'm gonna leave a pigtail for those. I'm pretty sure this is just an antenna. Okay. I don't know what that goes to. Probably end up cutting that out. Getting rid of any alarm sensors, solenoids, because everything's going to be ran off of a set number of relays. Sorry, not solenoids. But everything's going to be controlled from the front cap. So far, we've gotten the trunk harness out, except for that one bit. Shit, I sliced myself open. I'm gonna go put gloves on. But so far, this is the trunk harness, and I'm gonna work on the passenger side trunk harness, because that goes somewhere. Here I do my outro, but you're being loud again.
You got wires in there.
Jesus, I'll throw them in the trunk. All right, so after a lot of cutting and shit that didn't need to be connected, and almost taking apart that I shouldn't have taken apart. We have, oh, thanks for closing my door. We have chassis harness off of the far side, chassis harness off this side. Dash is simplified, pigtails on everything, ready to go. Yeah, I still don't know what we're gonna do about that steering shaft. But I got the LS in the back, or LM7, not the LS, in the back of the pickup truck. I'm gonna head home. And as always, guys, quick end, stay sideways.